across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now, so please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Hi, folks, and welcome to Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can catch us on iHeartRadio, also on the American Forces Network, and Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, and I am joined with my two co-hosts, Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon here in Las Vegas, and I actually saw, you guys, I've been living here 55 years, and the first time I didn't think I'd ever see it. I thought I'd see a five-legged cat first. But they're up in Summerlin, where all my friends Jerry live. They're actually built snowmen, actual snowmen out there. It snowed 4 inches up in Summerlin here, so just goes to show you, like, anything can happen.
Is it the kind of snow that you can build snowmen with, or is it real wet or real dry? I would think probably pretty dry.
It was the real deal. It was the real deal. Kids out there sledding, building snowmen. I thought I was dreaming. Wow. I was up in, Aspen or something, but then I said, no, I can't be me in Aspen.
What did Charleston?
What was that?
I said, what did Mount Charleston get?
Oh, phenomenal. They must have got 30, 40. I mean, huge.
Wow.
But it's scary. Like, Mount Charleston's only 20 minutes from me. And
wow. One of our Fifth Street residents, Frank, old Mike, he was driving home last night from a poker tournament. He said it was a snowstorm outside, and I thought he was joking. And I saw this morning he was serious. It was an actual snowstorm in Vegas. Who would have thunk it?
Unreal. And they say it's going to snow again. So I don't know about, what do you guys think about all this global warming talk? I mean, I'm not feeling it.
You're smarter than that, Frank. You know the difference between climate and weather. Like, even you know that.
Yeah, but I'm not donating nothing to the global warming thing over here, because they're always asking. I would rather donate to the ASPCA. But guys, we had a pretty decent weekend. And when we come back, we're going to recap some of our AAF games, some of our NBA basketball all-star. We got a big show for you today. Fifth Street Sports, back in 3 minutes.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Welcome back, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, and I'm joined with Florida Rick, my co-host. We'll also have Oklahoma Brian in. And we are on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Catch us on iHeart and catch us on the American Forces Network. Also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube streaming live. Hey, Rick, you know how Brian was talking about, because we were talking about Joey Cassano here last week. The real deal, but he got a hold of me Sunday morning. He says, Frank, I got three good ones for you. It gives me Albany, Missouri State, and Quinnipiac +3. Bada bing, 3-0. Thank you, Joey. It's joeycassano.com. So he three nice winners. I picked up a few bucks on that, so I appreciate it. How was your weekend, Rick?
Yeah. It was so. I guess we were up a little bit for the weekend. We actually had that Missouri State game pretty big too, which is funny because we didn't even talk to you about it. But yeah, that was probably our biggest play of the weekend, which we won that. So that helped. We didn't have much in the All-Star game. We had a little bit in the over, but very small play in the over. And a big play of ours was actually Saturday night on the Tennessee-Kentucky game. I don't know if you were following that game or following the movement. Kentucky, that was the game that we had talked about. Well, actually, you guys had talked about on Thursday. And Tennessee was the number one team in the country. Kentucky was number 5. You guys were making mock lines. And Kentucky actually opened as a 2.5 point favorite. They ended up getting bet up all the way to 4 and closed from 4. And the public was about 67% on Tennessee. So the line moved up about 2 full points, with the public being 2 of every 3 bets coming in on Tennessee. So that shows you how strong of a play it really was. I mean, every sharp in the world was just pounding Kentucky like it's free money. And the public was just, all over Tennessee as a dog. Oh, they're the number 1 team in the country, and they're getting points, So it's one of those situations where everything adds up. The public is on the dog. The line movement is going, in favor of the favorite. Sharps are all in the favorite. And it was just, one of those games you just drool for all year. And as you saw, Kentucky just obliterated them. It was a wire-to-wire job. It's never in doubt. I don't think Tennessee ever got within 4 or 5 points after the first time out. So, yeah, that was a nice one for us. And I don't know if you had that one or not, because I know we didn't talk to you on Saturday. Did you end up playing that one?
Yeah, see, that's the only thing with us being Monday through Friday. We ought to start doing later on. We should start doing even our 1-hour podcast or half hours on Saturdays, because we miss all these big games, and we'd love to give them to our listeners and viewers. But see, Rick, that fit exactly into the mold that you were trying to explain to. I think it was it Dog Man or one of our Fifth Street guys that wrote in that was kind of questioning the betting against the public move. He didn't. I don't think he quite got it when he says it's not just the line movement. We're not betting against the line movement. We're betting against that. Like, why is the line moving in Kentucky? With the sharps are the big money's moving Kentucky, yet the public's on Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that was kind of what I was trying to get at the next day, because I only had a few seconds that day to finish it off. But yeah, we're looking at situations where the public is really strong on a game, and especially a dog. When the public is even greater than 50%, but especially when they're 60% or more on a dog, and the line doesn't move in their favor, whether the line stays the same or it actually moves against them. Those are the situations where you just live for. I mean, you don't get many of those because the public isn't on the dog that often, and sometimes they are, and sometimes it's actually the quote unquote right side where the sharps are on the same side. But when the public's on a dog and the sharps the other way, the line's moving a point and a half, 2 points in favor of the favorite. The dogs are just 2/3 or 70% on the dog. Those are just situations where I would love to see the stats on how often the dog covers in those type of situations. I'm thinking it's got to be no more than say 20 to 25%, if that high. It's almost like free money. It's almost like stealing at that point. And that was one of those times where it just was everything added up for that specific game. And I know it's a big time game. It was the game of the night. But then again, the public wants to bet the biggest games. So it's even stronger when it's a big game like that than if it's just a random, Big Ten game with Illinois versus Northwestern, where if the public is 60% of the dog, well, guess what? There's not that much betting on that game. So some of the public may actually be some sharp money in there too. But yeah, this is a situation where everything was just like, it was in the stars. It's all there for the taking.
Exactly. I'll bet you during the big tournament here, we catch us about 4 or 5 games like that, where, obviously all of the games are big public games, and we see the public. We might find 4 or 5 situations like that. We ought to give those out though, Rick, as 2-unit plays. They're that strong.
Yeah, it's that one was one of the ones you're only going to find a few times a year. I mean, in college basketball, you'll find some of them in say college football and pro football, but yeah, but we'll have more. Maybe not that strong, but we'll still have games that are going to be that fit the same categories.
Exactly, and then of course we had Alan Michaels from On Pit Road Racing on Friday, but I lost a couple bucks. I bet those Kurt Busch matchups. I lost that, and I put 100 on Wallace at 75-1. So Denny Hamlin won it, right?
Yeah, that's about all I know is that Denny Hamlin won. And I saw a big giant crash with maybe 15 laps left, where I think half the field was eliminated in one crash. So that was kind of exciting.
But he called that. He called that too, right? Right. He called that. He said they always wait for the big one, and then you just got to be alive during that point.
Yeah, and it was funny watching the. I only watched a few minutes of it, but I saw that crash, and I saw all the camera angles from the different cars, and most of them got stuck in the crash, but a couple of the guys were just able to avoid it. Like Joey Logano was just like missed it by centimeters, and I think he ended up coming in 4th. So if he gets in the crash, I guess he probably finishes 15th, 20th, or something like that, and instead he finishes 4th. Now I don't know what the prize money is for this kind of stuff. I don't know if winner wins $1 million. I don't know if winner wins $5 million, or what second, and third, and fourth. But I'm sure it's quite a difference. Well, plus, I think you got points in the standings too.
Yeah, and then I know. NASCAR's got this backwards because usually every sport has either the World Series or the Super Bowl or the Stanley Cup Finals as the biggest as the biggest event and the winner. This is actually probably the biggest event in NASCAR, and they have it first. Like this kicks off the season, so they play like in reverse for the Energy Cup Series. So so they said like let's get the Super Bowl out of the way, and then we'll just play the rest of the games.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last week. I don't know much about NASCAR, but I know this is their biggest race, and it's like they play their Super Bowl the first week of the year, which it's funny to think about. Of course, it's not the same thing as other sports where you have playoffs and so forth, but to think that you'd still think the biggest race at least would want to come halfway through the year, if not the end of the year. But I don't know. I guess they've been doing this since the inception of NASCAR, so this is just how it is, and everyone just accepts it, and this is what they're used to. So, I have nothing wrong with it. I don't care. I'm still really not much into auto racing, but it's fun having Alan Michaels on the show and hearing his take on things, because you feel like you know a lot more after listening to him.
Yeah, and then he's gonna have his own show here on Sports Byline. He's gonna follow us at 2:00. I think in about a week or two he starts. So then you guys can get the weekly, the real in-depth stuff, not just on our show. And then we only got about a minute left in this segment. I was gonna say what a absolutely stealing job that was the quarter, first half, and over in this NBA All-Star game. They put up 90 in the first quarter, 172 or
177
in first half.
177 in the first half. Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, there's times that you just feel like you're stealing. Just betting this game over was, even though Brian recommended wait till it inflated to the end and bet the under, I was hesitant on
the
that.
first quarter. I think he was saying the first quarter under, but even that one, it started off kind of slow. If you like you said, the first couple of minutes there was only maybe 7-9 points, and then of course they exploded soon after that. And the first quarter ended up going over, I think, by about 4 or 5 points.
It is. Well, we got to get ready for a break. Rick, when we come back, let's break down. We got not a small card, but a medium card in college basketball. We got a couple of games. Well, got a couple of decent games. When we come back, folks, we're going to break those down. Maybe have Joey Casano give us a free pick over here. I know what he likes. So let's see if he's listening to us. He'll send it in. Fifth Street Sports got to take a timeout. Back in 3.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Hi, Rick Tittle here. You may know me as the sports talk host that can talk about all sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, rollerball. But this time I'm here to talk about pain. If you have pain in your knee or your back like I do, then you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. If Medicare is your primary insurance, then you could qualify for a back or knee brace at little or no charge. I have an old injury from my football playing days, and anything that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Folks, we are back. This is Fifth Street Sports. I'm joined with Florida Rick, my co-host. I'm Frank Perez. We are on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, American Forces, and iHeart, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Well, Rick, we had a heck of a weekend over here. There's a tremendous amount of games on Saturday. I couldn't even count them all. You want to recap some of the ones that we either did bad or good on, and why?
Yeah, I would love to start talking about that. I also want to ask you about the AAF, and I'm not exactly sure how your plays did, the plays that you gave out. I think you won both, but you got to tell me because I'm not sure.
I was. Don't you remember? I was taking the dogs on it. I got Hackenberg home. He covered.
Okay. No, I know you said dogs, but I'm not sure which ones.
I believe my Atlanta Dream or San Diego Fleet, whichever one was the dog in that game, I think they lost by 12. They gave it up at the end. So I believe I split out. But had you taken all four dogs, I think you would have been 3-1 on the cover.
Okay.
Remember, like the first week, all of the favorites won, and then I just said, "Hey, wait a second! Now they inflated these dogs tremendously high. Just blanket bet the dogs, because they were getting 13, 12, 7.5. I thought that they were a bit too high, and I think we would have went 3-1. Also, the unders, I believe, went 3-1 again. I think only one of them went over the third game. The other two.
Oh, is that Orlando San Antonio?
Yeah,
the Orlando San Antonio game, I think. Okay,
just
that was the
one.
only game that went over because I was actually watching part of that game. But I'm like, oh wow, this is a big over. So I'm thinking, well, maybe they're all going over this weekend, but apparently not.
No, not over. So far the unders are 6-2, and the favorites have covered, and the favorites I think are 5-3 in this league. Kind of I don't even know what they're going to make these totals. I think they got to go into the 35s, 37s. I mean, I would never bet over with that clock running. These guys are horrible too.
Wow.
I mean, the clock's running all the time, but it's kind of fun, and especially if we can use it as an angle to make a few dollars in. But over the weekend, there was some pretty wild and wacky games,
Oh, I guess we're talking about maybe college basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a weekend. We had so many games going on this weekend that you kind of lose track on Saturday when there's just so many games at each time slot, starting at noon Eastern, and then you got 2:00 Eastern, 4:00 Eastern, and then start like the night session 7, 8, and really, I mean, there were games. I think there was a game that went off on ESPN2. I want to say it was UCSB versus UC Irvine. So they wanted to get that last. They want to be on until 2 a.m. Eastern, and they were. So we had a bunch of games. How did you do over the weekend? Did you profit at all?
Good. Well, I got. Let me see. On Sunday, I believe I went 2-3, and then I took all three of Joey's games on Sunday, so I went 5-3, and then I ended up going 6-4 for the weekend. 6-4, which thank God Joey called me on Sunday, and I got those three because I wasn't going to do nothing. I've been having such bad Saturdays. I'm not superstitious, but for some reason, Saturdays always seem to bite me in the ass.
Oh, all right. Well, there's so many games. Maybe if you just lowered your card a little bit. For whatever reason, I feel the same way about Sundays. I always feel like Sundays are the day that gets me, and Sundays it's much fewer games. But for whatever reason, I wish I'd had Joey's picks yesterday. I wish I'd talked to you because he's got
a nice service over there at joeycasano.com. He sent it to me as a friend. I didn't know that I wouldn't release him without his permission, But maybe I'll talk to him when he gets on Fifth Street if he ever sends it to me. If it's okay to send him to you and Brian, but they were pretty good, and I kind of liked Quinnipiac. So when I don't know how Brian pronounced it.
Yeah.
Quinnipiac, right? +3. So once he gave that to me, I said, boy, that double assured me on that game. Then the other two, Albany was getting ready to go. I said, what the hell? Let me bet a few dollars on that one. That was a nice winner. And, of course, the other one won outright as a 7-point dog. So that was pretty sweet.
Missouri State, that was the one that I told you we played too.
Yeah.
I wish we had some money line in that game. I don't know if you played any money line. We only took the 7, but that was another one of those wire-to-wire jobs. I don't know if Loyola ever even had the lead in that game. If they did, maybe they did like 3-2, but I'm not sure if they ever had a lead after the first few minutes of the game.
No.
So that was a game where you never in doubt. The only thing we had to worry about at the end was possible overtime. I think they had a free throw to if they made it, they would probably send it to overtime. Then, of course, like I always say, you can never be getting enough points in overtime. So unless you're plus like 22 points, you can never feel safe. And I've explained to you how some of those games we lost over the years where we were getting 15 and 14 and a half, and I think even 16 and a half. We've lost in overtime. Yeah, well, 9.5. That's like getting 2 points, So, ever since we lost that 16 and a half point dog in overtime, I would never feel safe in overtime, even if it's even if I'm getting 13, 14 points. I've been burned too many times by getting double digits in overtime and thinking that's a sure thing. And right away, the other team hits a couple 3-pointers, and in the first 45 seconds, already up 6. And then, of course, you're like, well, if we don't start scoring, then we're going to start playing the fouling game. And, and these college kids never want to give up. So they could be down 11 points with, 8 seconds left, and they're still going to foul. Like they think they still have a chance. And, you could lose by 13 if you're getting 12 and a half. So, so we're getting 7, and I'm thinking, wow, if this goes to overtime, even with a low-scoring game and everything, all it takes is for them to start off with a couple baskets, and now we're in deep trouble. So, that was fortunate they missed that free throw. But did you watch the NBA slam dunk or three-point shootout?
No. No.
Okay. We had one bet that came across that we made a bet on three-point shootout, which was the field versus the Currys. So you had 10 players, and then you had Steph Curry. Well, 8 players, and then Seth Curry and Steph Curry. So you had 2 Curry brothers. So what would you make the line? Those 8 against those 2. Who's going to win the competition? What would you make the line on that?
I would have made the field, which is the 8 players. I would have made them minus 225, 250.
I think that's not that off. I would have made it about 185, 190, because I would have pretty much thrown out Seth Curry. I mean, he was there because it's in Charlotte, so it's almost like a Curry homecoming, and of course Steph was doing it too, so they just threw him in there to be nice. But he shouldn't even. I'm not sure he should. I don't want to put him down, but he's a decent NBA player. But I think a lot of him being in the NBA is to do with his family and his brother. But anyway, so I threw him out. So the way I see it it's 8 versus 1. So I made it, and I know Steph Curry has easily the ability to win it, and would probably win it many times, but I still make the other 8 guys minus 185, minus 200. Anyway, the line came out at minus 120 on the field against Curry.
Wow.
Against the 2 Currys.
Right.
And so, we hit that a couple times. And I think it ended up closing around minus 160, 165. And as you saw, we got it done. We won, but it wasn't easy. It took Joe Harris, having a great, final round. And I think he ended up winning by 2 points over Steph, because I think Curry made every one of his money balls at the end except for one, which ended up costing him. So, it was a winner, but it wasn't free money. And then I'll tell you this much: once they actually went to the final round, which was Curry, I think it was Curry, Joe Harris, and I believe Devin Booker. At that point, Curry was minus 140. So thinking, well, okay, now we're a dog, because Curry was minus 140 against the other 2 guys. And luckily, we came through and ended up winning. But,
nice.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was an offline, and so did Brian. And that's why we played it. But when once it went to the final round, said, well, we're in deep trouble here, But there was really no hedging at that point, because you can't take the field. Not that you were going to hedge, because if you hedge, you're talking about taking the minus 130 against the minus 120. So, we just figured we'd ride it out, and we got it done. So that was a nice little win we had.
Yeah.
There were a couple of games on Saturday too, which I don't know if you had anything in these games, but they were pretty big games for us. And Kansas was a big game for us. That was a game that Brian was all over from first thing he calls me on Saturday morning. As I'm getting out of bed.
Hang on a second. We just got a Fifth Street Social. There it is, guys, from Joey Casano. He has Virginia Tech plus 5.5 tonight, and a sprinkle on that money line from Joey Casano Sports. So there it is. And you know what? I like Virginia Tech at home. The total's 119 and a half, getting 5.5. I love that play.
Okay, we're gonna get to the plays the next segment.
Yeah,
okay?
He just brought it in on this one. But anyways, Yeah. So which? Okay, you were on the games yesterday, right?
Oh.
Which game?
Well, yeah, I was just talking about the Saturday games, and I was telling you that we had a big play on Kansas.
Right.
That was a game where Brian, like I said, called me first thing in the morning, said this Kansas line seems so I know you're not a big fan of big favorites. They were about a 14-point favorite, but he's like, is this line way off, or is this just me? And I thought the line probably would have been closer to 19 or 20, knowing West Virginia's problems and how good Kansas is at home. Plus, it was a little later start. It was like a 4 o'clock start, not one of those noon starts where they're still kind of sleeping. But I'm like, yeah, this line does seem like we're not big favorite bettors, especially not me. But I thought that line was just so far off, at least 5 points off, and so we pounded Kansas pretty good there. They were up actually 27 at the half. They were already covering the spread in the game. First about 8-9 minutes into the game, they're already up by 15, 16 points, and that was one of those games where you just never look back, and it was really easy. So. Thanks to Brian for alerting me early, but it really didn't matter what line, because I think it closed maybe 15 or so, or 14 at 15. Not that it would matter. We got the extra half-pointer point, but yeah, that was a nice win. And Brian knows the Big 12 really well. I don't know how much he knows about the rest of the college basketball, but his Big 12 knowledge is right up there with anybody out there. So It'll be interesting to see what he thinks of tonight's two Big 12 matchups.
Right now, he's going to be on in the third segment. So, folks, when we come back, this is Talk You Can Bet On. It is going to be the third segment. We're going to have Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, myself, and we got some. There's not a lot of games, but we got some good ones for you. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Maybe we can make some good money today.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
All right, everybody, we are back. This is Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Florida Rick and Oklahoma Brian. Talk you can bet on segment. We started off in last segment. Joey Casano came in on Virginia Tech plus 5.5. I also love that play. You guys, let's start breaking this puppy down and see if we can make a few dollars. There's Brian. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
You're looking good. You're looking like you're ready for a big exam or something today.
Or I'm going fishing. One of the two.
Oh, now let me ask you something about fishing. I watch this on TV, and they actually classify this as a sport. Do you believe that fishing is a sport?
I do not. But I do own a lot of fishing shirts because they have lots of pockets, and I like pockets.
Okay,
but that's as far as fishing and I go together.
Now, I know that you're in fishing country out there, and I've been up to Alaska to the Kenai River. I fish for salmon and fish for halibut out in that sea over there for the last, not this summer, but the last 4 summers. And I just wanted to get your answer on if you thought fishing was a sport. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I believe it is. You can ask my buddy Jeremy Pippin up in the Kenai River where they have the world record salmon. There's been a salmon caught there 95.6 pounds, okay? A king salmon, and you're allowed one, so we go out there fishing. Well, the last trip I went on, I got a 45.5-pound king salmon that I'll post a photo of it one day. It took me almost 50 minutes to get that baby in the boat. It comes up close, spins out, runs, I'm running, flying. I couldn't even lift my arms. At the end of that thing, I felt like I had gone to the gym when I was working out in Highlight. I couldn't even lift my arms anymore. So when they say fishing is not a sport, absolutely untrue. That was a hell of a fight that fish put up.
Well, I'm frequently asked to do a lot of things I don't like around the backyard, like take the trash out and, like various things that aren't really my favorite, and I do occasionally find myself sore. Does that mean that I'm actually doing a sport, Frank?
Well, but I'll tell you one thing. When it was running and I was pulling it in, my arms were killing me. My chest was pounding. I said, this isn't like chess or checkers. This is a real sport. I find myself around the house too, but like doing things around the house, I make them. I don't know if you struggle with them, but I make them more entertaining. Like, for instance, the other day, my wife found a pair of underwear, like in the middle of the floor of my bedroom, and she lifted them up. She said, "Are these yours?" And my response was, "Well, they better be, or else I got a few questions of my own." You know what I mean? So you just got to make it fun. So if it's not fun while you're doing your chores, then I would consider it a sport.
Okay, all right. So. It's a sport.
Anyway, I'll take you fishing one time in Alaska, and when I'll bet you when you pull in a king salmon of 45 to 50 pounds, you will say, you know what, this is a sport, folks. This is a sport. But anyways, we got a nice little segment here, you guys. I hope we got some good money makers. We started off last weekend with a bang. What do we got today?
Let's touch on the Big 12 since, it's not crazy, Rick, by the way. Remember when we were in college, Monday was like the biggest event in college basketball. Remember staying up till like 1, 2 in the morning and missing classes on Tuesday morning because of Big Monday? And
Big
now,
Monday,
yeah.
Big East, Big 10, Big West. It'd be 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then an hour Sports Center, then a midnight game. Yep. And at that time, it was always UNLV because UNLV was in the Big West, and they were obviously the best team. So every week it was UNLV New Mexico State, UNLV Fresno State, UNLV Utah State. Whatever it was always UNLV. So, but you didn't want it to not be UNLV because they were the team you wanted to see. So once or twice they'd have like a game like UCSB versus UC Irvine, and then you're like, yeah, we don't really care because we weren't really gambling in college, but it was, we were just big fans back then. So you always want to see UNLV and really want to see them get beat. But of course that never happened.
Never. No. Always looked like it was going to happen. That was always the reason to stay up till 2 in the morning is to figure out how they were going to come back and win. They always found a way to do it.
Well, how about the Rebels this weekend? Like my little sister and them, they're actually the biggest Rebel fans you could imagine. Her sons are painted in the stands with the red. They're the real nut jobs out there. She calls me up and she says, Frank, she says, I'm not a gambler, but I just have to bet 110 on the Rebels minus 13 against San Jose State. I said, why would you do that, Rebecca? Why would you do that? She says, they're going to kill them. Oh, my gosh. You don't know how much I wanted to bet on San Jose State.
Well, I don't know what happened. What was the final score, Frank?
They won by, I think, 7. They were actually, I think they even lost the first half. San Jose State's horrible, but I said, the Rebels are terrible, especially laying 13 on the road to anybody. Forget it, And she lost, my poor little sister. Gosh darn it. That's a lot of money to her. She's got a kid with special needs and all that. But anyways, so talking. Well, you know what? I'm gonna on the way home. I'm gonna bet 100 for it if you guys give me something good.
Well, let's see what we agree on. Start with the Big 12. I bet the under in the West Virginia game earlier, but it's moved. It's moved from 134 down to 131. I think I would pass at this point, but I did like under originally on West Virginia, Kansas State. It's kind of a tough slate. I don't know that either one of these games really stand out to me. I would probably lean both dogs, but not enough to pull the trigger on either one of them. How do you see it, Rick?
In the Big 12? Yeah, I think that Kansas State under is a really, really strong play, but the fact it's moved 3-4 points makes it really hard to bet at this point. I wouldn't want to give it out. I would still only play under, but I definitely wouldn't give it out as a play, knowing how much it's already moved. I just don't like Oklahoma State as a team. I know they're a home dog here, slight home dog, probably playing in an arena about 88 feet from where you're sitting right now. But the public is big on TCU. The line hasn't really moved. I wouldn't want to be in the public on the same side as public, but man, I don't want to be on Oklahoma State either. So I think that's just a game I would probably pass on. I don't really have an opinion much of the total either. The total in that game is 139.5, 139. I would probably lean under, but again, not giving out as a play. The game that I do like the most tonight, and this was ever before Joey ever texted Frank, was going to be my play of the night, was Virginia Tech getting 5.5. You might even be able to get 6 at a couple joints, maybe 6 minus 15. But yeah, I think Virginia Tech this is probably the biggest game of the year for them. This is the Duke game. They're playing at home Monday night, national TV. Boy, they are going to be so fired up for this game. Virginia's going to have a hard time getting out of there with a win. If they do, the total's so low, it figures to be a real close game, where I think 5.5, 6 points goes a really long way. And I would tend to think Virginia Tech would cover, even if Virginia won. But I still think there's a real chance Virginia Tech wins this game outright. What a good team they are this year, and getting this many points at home against a Virginia team that struggles, scoring. This is actually my top play of the night too. I mean, there's only 5 real games and then a bunch of small school added games. But yeah, this is what I was going to give you earlier, Frank, and then Joey gives it out and kind of stole my thunder. But this was the
Come on, Joe.
No. Hey, and he is the real deal, Brian. He's coming on the show tomorrow, and he like I was telling Rick, he gave me three winners on Sunday. Rick, I had played that because I was specking on that game earlier. I took it plus 5.5. Then he sends me a text, Frank, get on Virginia Tech plus 5.5 before the line moves. Now you like it. That's a triple match. Brian, are you going to endorse this play and make it a grand slam here?
I do. I'll be eating a turkey leg tonight in honor of the Hokies. I'm still not sure that Joey Cassano is a real person. I think this is kind of a Big Bird Snuffleupagus dynamic. But
I don't think so, guys. You'll see the real deal tomorrow. You're going to see the real deal. So we got a grand slam on Virginia Tech. I do not believe that is got to be the first one in Fifth Street history.
Following up that grand slam, Frank, we actually have a question through our YouTube live chat at youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports by somebody named Daniel Wages, who is a Cassano follower, and he likes the show. And he wanted to know, how do you guys feel about Kansas State versus West Virginia? Both teams are minimal rosters with troubles abroad.
I'll pass that over to you guys.
Well, so I did. So I like the name, by the way, Daniel. I hope that is your real name because it's a great one. I like the under. I bet the under, but I don't think there's any value at this point on the under. I'd lean a little bit to West Virginia. This is it's kind of a Bob Huggins testimonial, I suppose, with Kansas State going to West Virginia. So that's where I would lean on that game. Now, I do have four. The one thing that Monday has kind of become associated with is HBCU games. So I am going to weigh in on a few. There's actually quite a few of these that I've seen in sharp accounts. These are a little bit harder to get down on. Not every book necessarily carries these, but I think these are some good games. I'll just run through them real quick because I think we got about 3 minutes. The first one is Prairie View +1 is what you can get right now. They are game. I don't have a game number. They're playing Grambling, so maybe Rick has that game number. It's an added board.
I can get it for you. It's game 30723. 307213. But Brian, I have actually got my pen and paper.
Game number.
It sure certainly is. But I have actually got my pen and paper here because on these games you have been red hot. So who do you like here?
Yeah, I think I've won about 10 of these in a row, actually.
Yeah.
They're really good. Okay, a couple more.
Wait. Who did you like? I missed it. I was getting my paper.
Oh, you gotta go faster. Prairie View +1.
Okay, next.
South Carolina State -2. And South Carolina State is
307-208 is the game number.
Yeah, actually, I had the game number. I just was such a ridiculously long number. I pretended not to have it. Look, if you have these games, you have them. You're not going to need a rotation number to find them. There's only about 6 of them. So second game is South Carolina State -2.
Okay.
Third game is Savannah State. Savannah State looks like they're +2. Yeah, that one has moved a little bit, but yeah, +2 on Savannah State.
Okay.
And the last one that I like is going to be, well, their mascot is the bison, but all my life I've always thought they should be the ducks, and that's Howard. I always thought it would be great if they had a mascot named Howard the Duck.
Okay.
Never quite worked out. So yeah, and let's see. Since we're giving out these ridiculously long rotation numbers, where's Howard? Oh, there.
They are a strong 2.5, though.
2.5, yeah, 2.5, yeah. So I'll also throw out Illinois. I like Illinois. I think you can still get 10 on Illinois. I think that goes. And I actually just got a text from a guy that I respect on that Oklahoma State game saying he likes Oklahoma State in the first half. There's a bunch of us that have kind of picked up on this Oklahoma State first half. They do seem to give their best effort in the first half. Their roster's really depleted.
So,
and
what is the line on that? Oh, wait. Yeah, I can pull it up. Oh, +1.5. But so would you recommend that to our listeners?
Oklahoma yeah, I would. I'd recommend it. Yeah.
Wow, you got the G light on today, baby. You got 6 games.
Typical Monday.
Hey, you guys, we got only about 15 seconds on this segment, but we got 2.5 more minutes when we come back. So if you want to be loaded up, let's give out all these plays. We got a grand slam, though. That's Oklahoma, Brian, Florida, Rick, Frank, and Joey Casano on Virginia Tech +5.5. Back in 3 minutes.
In the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063. Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Folks, we're back. Fifth Street Sports, talking a bet on Guys, short segment. Rick, what else you got to add to the betting card today for us?
Boy, I really wish I could give out something else, but as of now, my one real true play is Virginia Tech. That was the only play that I really liked today.
Boy, we got a grand slam. We got the Fifth Street Sports / Joey Casano reputation on this game. 5.5 on Virginia Tech. Brian, so is that it for you? So you, because if that's it, I can run them down. Okay, now correct me if I'm wrong. Virginia Tech, all four people picked that. Oklahoma State first half plus 1.5. You like Prairie View plus 1.5. You gave out at 1. I actually got 1.5. I'm betting these as they go. So if you see the lines moving, it's me, brother. South. What is this other game here? You gave it Savannah State plus 2. Howard minus 2.5. Illinois try to grab a 10, and then there was one other one you gave minus 2.
South Carolina State.
South Carolina State. 6 plays, but you know what's Oklahoma State, Brian, you gave it out last time plus 3.5, which we were surprised. We kind of
missed.
We kind of thought maybe, yeah. I know that you. Now, let me ask you something. When we come back from this All-Star break, are you still going to be fading these Knicks?
Yes, all the way home, unless something changes dramatically with their effort. Absolutely.
Okay, and here's one thing, you guys. I'm not as good as you guys in this college basketball, not by far. But all I've seen is, just from what I see, is I don't think nobody beats Duke in this big tournament.
I really like Kentucky. I think that's going to be the team for me coming down the stretch.
Oh, hopefully we end up in the finals. I'm going to go with Duke, and I'm not a chalk player. Oh, you like Gonzaga? Will be there too. Gonzaga will be there too.
Well, Duke too, but Gonzaga, Duke, Kentucky, yeah, it was pretty much those three, and maybe Tennessee, but I would throw them out at this point.
All right, guys, thank you. Great show. You got it, all 6 picks of Grand Slam on Virginia Tech. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. It's Fifth Street Sports. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.